Hello, welcome to this tutorial where I will be teaching you all about the panels and how to use them effectively in Gdevelop. Now let's get right into it. Before we start, we first have to know how to open or show a panel. Now all you need to know is this row right there, this row. We have the closed object panel, the closed object group panel, the closed properties panel, the closed instance list panel, and then the closed layer panel. And these are the ones that toggle off and on the panel. So if you can't find the panel in any of the scene, if you can't find it, you just have to check here and then you can toggle them off or on. Let's try to let you understand all about this. Okay, let's move to the other scene. Okay, so as you see here, these are the scene. These are the scenes. I'm making a game called Cubic Adventure, and yeah, I've just started building things in it. I haven't finished, but I'll just play it once and let you see how much where I've reached. But right now, let me just teach you about the objects, the panels. So let's first take the objects panel. So with the objects panel, we have the global object and then the scene object. So if you click on the add a new object, you have a sections of objects to choose from. You have the sprite, the tile sprite, the panel sprite, the 3D box, the 3D model. You have input ones, which are the joystick. You have the text one, which are text, bb text, bitmap text. And we also have the user interface, that's the UI. We also have the panel sprite button. We also have sliders, toggle switch, resource bar, but this one is a separate unit. We have text input, videos, light, particle emulator, and many more. So these things are objects. These are all considered as objects, and you place them on the field. So you place it in the field to show them inside the game. So let's just say I place a chest. So yeah, this is the chest. I made it myself, by the way. This is the chest. So I placed it on the field. Now if you click on it, it shows you the properties of the chest, the object chest, and we can also edit the object from here, and then you can add either animation and the things you want. All of this will be covered in the late video. And for what I almost forgot, this object group panel is quite easy to know as how it sounds like. It is object group, so for every object you can group them. So yeah, if you click on add a new group and then maybe let's just say test, so you can store in some objects from the object panel. So yeah, you can store in anything you want, actually chest. And then in the event sheet you can actually manipulate it so that everything in this group will actually affect one thing. So instead of making every single object maybe affecting one thing, you can just group them and then make all of the things in the group affect it. So yeah, and as I said, I'm gonna preview this to show you how this game is, right? So yeah, let me preview it, play it to you and let you feel this game. And yeah, so you have a gun and you can shoot. You also have a wand which you can fire water from it, and you have a sword which you can also swing to the enemy to like damage them. So this is a dungeon crawler game, and yeah, it's kind of fun to play it. You also have a bow. You have to actually go to the 100th floor of the dungeon to win, and other stuff. There are many possibilities of this game, and I'm starting to get more ideas of it. I've just started making a chest mechanism so that you can get potions and stuff from the chest. So you have the instances, so you can move it for accordingly to the X and Y, which is the horizontal and vertical. You can move it. Let's just say I move it to about 420. move down a little bit. You can move it to about 900 or 920, whether you like it or not. What you want is what you do. And you can also change the y-axis. Let's just say 100. So we also have the angle, and you can change it 90 degrees, 180. You can change it to any angle you want, 2 degrees, 8. Like everything you change affects it, and it only affect this one, not the other rest. Like this one, it won't affect this in any way. Okay, so let's delete it. So let's pick this one. Okay, we also have lock position or angle in the editor. So when you lock it, that means the angle will not change whether you like it or not. And prevent selection in the editor, that means I can't select it at all. It's quite useful. So if you prevent the selection of an object, you need to go to the instance scene, which is the instant list. So let me drag it up for you to see. So yeah, this is the instant list. So you need to find it inside the instant list and click on it. Then you can come back to where it is, and then you can toggle off the prevent selection editor. Then you can pick it up. You can click it, and you can also do what you want with it. So we have the Z order. The Z order deals with we will say the Z position, the depth. So the farther this is up, the more other objects on the scene will go down beyond it. So if you check right now, if I put it in the player's face, you see it's up on the player. But if I reduce the Z order, so if I reduce it to the player's Z order, the player is on Z order of what, 100. So that means that if I reduce it less than 100, it will go behind the player. So 100. Now you see, if I go one down, you see now it's behind the player, right? That's how Z order works. And we also have the layers. So with the layer, I have made a layer called UI, and this one stores the user interface for me. So let's just say the health bar. So the health bar is stored on the UI. You can see it here, layer UI. And so everything that happens to the object layer, the base layer, it will not affect the UI. And also the background color, the same thing. Okay, so yeah, that's the UI explained. That's the layer explained. Now let's go back to the property panel. So we also have the custom size for the property panel. So if you click on custom size, you can change the size of the object. Let's just say 32 by 32 pixels. So now it is quite small. It's 64 by 64. That's the default pixel. So if it is 32 by 32 as the custom size, if you toggle off the custom size, it will be back to its 64 by 64. And if you toggle it again, it's 32 by 32. And you also have the animation. So you see in the event sheet, for each chest, it has only one animation. So if I change this to 2 or something, it will not change anything. But for the player, it has some animation, and have the move left, move down. This is not implemented inside the game, so I can delete it if I want, but I just choose to store it there, because why not? And we also have the instant variable, and this variable can also be changed. So let's just say if I pick the player, see the instant variable has a cycling weapon, the dash, the mana use, the mana system. All of them are in here, and these are not instant variables since they are not in their color. So if I create another instant variable, and then let's just say I add a variable, and let's call the variable maybe test. So I'm just testing it to you. If I click it, now you see there is that white line. This shows that this variable is active. These are not, because these are object variable. These are found inside the object. So with this, now you can change it, but in the instant layer you cannot change it, and the instant layer you can also delete it and do what you want with it. So that's the instant variable covered. I'll teach you more about variables and how to implement it in your game, but not now. In the later video you will see, and it might be even part in the tutorial for how to make a Gdevelop game, so watch out for that. So I think all of the objects all of the panels have been explained. Make sure you customize your panel well so that it fits your game mechanism. And yeah, the gameplay, if you make the panel looks nice, you also feel good when you are using them. Just try to change some things that you think it should not be in. And we also have this property. I decided to add this to the tutorial because this is quite needful. So we have this. So for every time a scene is played, so if you come here to this panel, we have this panel that shows you the game settings, the project settings, the scene settings, and the extensions. You don't need to know about many of this now, but I will cover them in the next tutorial of maybe how to customize some settings in the game. And yeah, so if you come to the scene, we have the untitled scene. This is the scene that I'm on right now. If I create another scene, it will be blank. So untitled scene 2, it will be blank. You will not see anything here. Everything is blank. So with this, if I click on untitled scene property, so we have the Windows title. Let's just store it. No, before I store it, if I click preview, you see there is something here called preview of Cubic Adventure. That's the game name, called preview of Cubic Adventure, and it's blank because I'm previewing the untitled scene 2. So if I come here and then I change the Windows title to, let's just say, the word cubic uh, adventure, look what happened when I preview it. So instead of saying preview of Cubic Adventure, now it's called a Cubic Adventure straight away. So that means for everything you write here, it will affect it. So if I write good, it will affect it, and it will only write good. It will not write preview of Cubic Adventure or something like that. Just write good. That's how the scene property works. And we also have the background settings that you can change the background to some colors that you want. And yeah, if you click OK, then this happens. You can also change it to white. Click OK, this happens. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I've taught you everything I know about panel. That's the end. This is the end of the tutorial of how the panel works. I hope you understand. And for what I haven't covered, it in the comment that what I haven't explained to you and you don't understand yet in the panel, and I will make sure I will do it in my next tutorial. So I hope I'm helpful, and thank you. Thank you for watching my video, and peace. Oh, and before you go, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.